The suburban street was blistering under the blazing sun as Karen Williams strutted down the pavement. Clipboard held like a scepter, waving her fake parking tokens as though they were weapons, striking fear into every neighbor who dared to park without paying her fabricated $3 fee. Her red SUV blocked driveways, a symbol of her self-made empire. An empire constructed entirely on intimidation, lies, and the illusion of authority. Mark, her accomplice, a retired security guard posing as a cop with flashlight and fake badge, followed alongside her, shouting threats, pointing at license plates, pretending to tow vehicles, smashing mirrors and denting doors to enforce obedience. Every neighbor knew her name, whispered warnings, and avoided confrontation, except one Dell. A former Navy SEAL.com, unflinching and observant, quietly noting every transaction, every act of harassment, every staged tow. Karen's blue basket of tokens jingled with collected money as she smirked, counting each coin with malicious satisfaction. That morning, Dell had just moved in with his wife and 2 children. Karen immediately saw her next target and approached, clipboard raised, voice dripping authority. "Welcome to the community. No car may park here without a token. That's $150 a month. Pay today or your vehicle will be towed immediately." LSimple.com reply. No. The words struck Karen like lightning, sending her veins throbbing, face flushing crimson. "You don't know who you're dealing with? We'll call the police. Your car will be towed now." Mark pounded on the truck hood with a flashlight, screaming, pretending to tow, while neighbors peeked from windows. Phones raised, children gasping, and dogs barking. Dell, unshaken, stepped inside briefly and returned. "You made a mistake." That single statement created the first visible crack in Karen's otherwise untouchable reign. Throughout the morning, Karen continued her ritual elsewhere approaching. Compliant neighbors, collecting tokens, counting cash, and nodding to Mark as he staged authority with loud threats. Pretending to tow, occasionally damaging vehicles to enforce submission. On one particular street, a neighbor refused to comply. Karen and Mark escalated their intimidation, smashing mirrors, denting doors, and creating a spectacle of violence. Children watched in horror, neighbors filmed discreetly, dogs barked, and the chaos spread. Every moment was being quietly documented by Dell harassment videos, forged HOA notices, fake token distribution, Mark's staged enforcement, and Karen's violent outbursts. By early morning, helicopters circled overhead, black SUVs rolled in, and federal officers, police, and a specialized HOA fraud task force surrounded the neighborhood. Karen screamed from her driveway, clipboard waving, "I am the HOA chair. You cannot enter my property." Officers ignored her, stepping forward with authority. Handcuffs clicked, Mark restrained beside her, props confiscated, mountains of evidence were presented, hundreds of fake parking tokens, forged documents, receipts of extorted money, eyewitness statements, and detailed logs of her intimidation tactics. Neighbors pressed against windows, children pointed, cameras captured every second. And the first phase of Karen's downfall began. Red SUV blocked driveways. Shattered silver SUV stood as a warning from past intimidation. And helicopters cast moving shadows across manicured lawns. Karen's voice rose with desperation. "Without me, this community will fall apart. I am the law." But her words fell flat against true authority. Dell, standing quietly, observing from his gate, had orchestrated every detail, ensuring justice would be swift and undeniable. The street buzzed with whispers, neighbors recording, and a sense of cautious relief replaced months of fear. Every token collected, every vehicle damaged, every shout and threat was now evidence stacked against her. Karen's nightmare had begun, and there was no escape. Karen Williams believed her reign of fake parking tokens, violent threats, her red SUV blocking driveways, and her loyal accomplice Mark would make her untouchable. Her empire, built on fear and deception, had gone unchallenged for months. Helicopters thundered above, black SUVs blocked streets. Tactical vans and federal rangers converged on her property, ready to expose the full extent of her crimes. Karen screamed, waving her clipboard like a weapon. "I am the HOA chair. You cannot arrest me." 2 officers restrained her, handcuffs clicking, while Mark, still holding his flashlight and fake badge just moments ago, was cuffed, props seized, helpless, and shocked. The driveway now held a massive rectangular metal table, covered with hundreds of fake parking tokens, some stacked, some scattered, some inside clear evidence bags. Officers meticulously examined every token, some counting stacks, others photographing, while tactical teams secured Karen's house. Neighbors pressed against windows, children pointed, phones recording, helicopters casting moving shadows over the street. Karen's face was red, hair disheveled, furious, struggling to grab the tokens, voice cracking as she screamed, "You cannot do this. I am the law here. Without me, the community will fall apart." Two officers held her firmly, while a federal ranger read charges aloud: fraud, extortion, impersonation of law enforcement, harassment, falsifying documents, and orchestrating criminal activity. Flashbacks of her tyranny filled the street, neighbors paying coins under threat, Mark pretending to tow, vehicles violently damaged, fear instilled, and chaos meticulously orchestrated. Red SUVs blocked driveways, tactical vans, and police cars surrounded the area, officers loading evidence into Federal Ranger SUVs. The destroyed silver SUV remained as a stark reminder of her past aggression. Dell, former Navy SEAL, stood at his gate, calm arms crossed, observing as every layer of Karen's deception was exposed. Children ran across lawns, laughing neighbors. High-fived balloons floated in the summer air, and the oppressive fear that had haunted the street for months was gone. Social media exploded with videos of Karen screaming, Mark cuffed, tokens confiscated, helicopters above, and red SUV blocked. The evidence was overwhelming. Hundreds of fake parking tokens, forged notices, receipts of extorted money, videos of harassment, and witness statements. Karen Williams, once untouchable in her mind, had been fully defeated. Her fake parking empire shattered, her accomplice exposed, her reign of fear ended. The neighborhood reclaimed its streets, their freedom, their voice, and their safety. The story of greed, obsession, and intimidation would be retold for years, a cautionary legend proving that power built on lies. Fear and deception is fragile when confronted with courage, evidence, and the real law. Peace returned to the Suburban. Street children played freely, neighbors parked without worry, and the Navy SEAL who quietly orchestrated justice became a silent hero. Karen's red SUV, once a symbol of dominance, sat blocked, her clipboard useless, her fake authority gone, a lesson in humility and the unstoppable force of law prevailing over delusion.